Alright, everyone, gather round because today we're diving into an adventure that's straight out of an action movie, but with a whole lot more heart and a dash of Pixar magic. We're heading to the bustling Sunstone Harbor, a place usually filled with the sounds of seagulls and cheerful sailors. But today, something's different. A shadow of suspicion hangs in the salty air, and it's up to one brave officer to bring the light. Meet Officer Jax, our hero of the day. He's not just any officer. He has got a reputation for being as sharp as a tack and as steady as a lighthouse beam. He's received a tip, a whisper on the wind, about a smuggling ring operating right under everyone's noses. They're clever, they're sneaky, and they think they're untouchable. But they haven't met Jax. Our story begins as the sun paints the sky in shades of orange and pink. Dawn at Sunstone Harbor is a beautiful sight, but Jax isn't here for the view. He's moving with a purpose, his eyes scanning every detail. He blends into the morning crowd of fishermen and dock workers, a silent observer in a sea of activity. He's not in his uniform today, he's undercover, just another face in the crowd. The tip mentioned a specific vessel, the Sea Serpent, a rusty old freighter that looks like it's seen better days. It's supposed to be loading legitimate cargo, textiles and spices. But Jax has a hunch, a gut feeling that's rarely wrong, that there's more to this shipment than meets the eye. He needs to get closer, but a direct approach is too risky. One wrong move and the smugglers could scatter like fish in a net. Jax circles the perimeter, watching the crew of the Sea Serpent. They're a rough-looking bunch, moving with a nervous energy that sets them apart from the other workers. They keep casting shifty glances over their shoulders, their movements just a little too hurried. Jax notices their leader, a man with a scarred face and a permanent scowl, barking orders. Jax knows he needs a way in, a clever disguise to get past their watchful eyes. He spots a stack of empty crates and a stray dock worker's jacket. Perfect. With a quick change, he transforms into just another laborer, hoisting a crate onto his shoulder and joining the line of workers heading towards the ship's ramp. His heart is pounding, but his face is a mask of calm indifference. He's just a guy trying to earn a day's pay, or so it seems. Now on board, the smell of diesel and salt water is overwhelming. The deck is a chaotic mess of ropes, nets, and cargo. Jax keeps his head down, moving with the flow, but his eyes are everywhere. He's looking for the anomaly, the detail that doesn't fit. The official cargo logs say textiles are being loaded into the main hold. Jax follows a group of workers carrying large, fabric-wrapped bales towards the cargo bay. But as he passes by a stack of what are supposed to be spice barrels, something catches his attention. A faint, sweet, and oddly familiar scent. It's not cinnamon, it's not cloves, it's candy? Why would a shipment of spices smell like a candy store? Jax's internal alarms are ringing loud and clear. This is it. This is the piece that doesn't fit the puzzle. He needs to get a closer look. Waiting for the foreman to be distracted, Jax expertly slips away from the group and ducks behind a stack of shipping containers. He inches his way towards the barrels, his senses on high alert. He pulls out a small multi-tool and carefully, quietly, pries open the lid of one of the barrels. The sight that greets him is not what you'd expect. Instead of fragrant spices, the barrel is packed to the brim with rare, exotic bird eggs, each one nestled in a bed of colorful, sugary candy to cushion them and disguise the contents. These aren't just any birds, they're the endangered rainbow finches, a species protected by international law. Smuggling them is a serious crime. The candy was a clever, if not very subtle, way to hide them. Jax's discovery has just raised the stakes immensely. It's no longer just about smuggling, it's about saving these precious creatures. Just as he's about to document the evidence, a voice growls from behind him, "What do you think you're doing?" It's the scarred foreman. He's been spotted. There's no time for explanations, no time for a quiet arrest. The moment the foreman's eyes land on the open barrel, his face contorts with rage. He lunges at Jax, and the chase is on. Jax dodges, weaving through the maze of cargo on the deck. He's outnumbered and cornered. The foreman shouts and the rest of the smuggling crew converges on him. Jax leaps over ropes, slides under tarps, using the ship's layout to his advantage. He's a blur of motion, agile and quick thinking. He sends a crate of fish tumbling, creating a slippery obstacle for his pursuers. The smugglers slip and slide, giving Jax a precious few seconds. The chase spills from the deck of the Sea Serpent onto the busy dock. People scatter as Jax and the smugglers dart through the crowd. It's pure chaos. Jax knows he can't let them get away, not with the eggs. He spots a loading crane with a large net full of oranges hanging precariously over the dock. An idea sparks in his mind. It's risky, it's audacious, but it just might work. He changes direction, sprinting towards the crane's control booth. The smugglers are hot on his heels, thinking they have him trapped. He scrambles up the ladder to the control cabin, fumbling with the levers. He's no crane operator, but he knows the basics. With the smugglers closing in, he slams the release lever. This is the hero moment. The net full of oranges swings down like a giant pendulum. For a heart-stopping second, it looks like it might miss, but Jax's timing is perfect. The net swings right into the path of the oncoming smugglers. They run straight into a tidal wave of citrus. Oranges go flying everywhere, bouncing and rolling across the dock. The smugglers are caught completely off guard, tripping and tumbling in a comical, yet effective, cascade of fruit. The scarred foreman at the front of the pack ends up buried under a pile of oranges, looking utterly bewildered. The chaos grinds to a halt, replaced by the sight of stunned criminals and a dock covered in rolling fruit. Jax, from his perch in the crane, allows himself a small, triumphant smile. With the smugglers temporarily incapacitated, Jax radios for backup. Within minutes, the harbor is filled with the flashing lights of police boats and vehicles. The crew of the Sea Serpent is rounded up, their criminal enterprise brought to an end in a rather fruity fashion. The real victory, however, is the rescue of the rainbow finch eggs. Wildlife conservation experts are called to the scene, and they carefully retrieve the barrels. They confirm the eggs are unharmed, thanks to their strange candy packaging. Each egg represents a life, a chance for a species to survive, and thanks to Jax's bravery and quick thinking, they now have that chance. The harbor master, initially flustered by the chaos, comes over to shake Jax's hand, a look of immense gratitude on his face. The other dock workers and fishermen cheer for their hero. As the sun sets over Sunstone Harbor, casting a golden glow on the water, a sense of peace returns. Officer Jax stands on the pier, watching as the conservation team carefully transports the precious eggs to a sanctuary where they will be incubated and hatched safely. He feels a deep sense of satisfaction. It wasn't just about catching the bad guys. It was about protecting the innocent, about making a real difference. His day started with a whisper of suspicion and ended with a resounding victory for justice and nature. It's a reminder that one person's courage can change the world, or at least a small, precious part of it. The legend of Officer Jax and the Great Orange Takedown would be told in Sunstone Harbor for years to come. What a day! What an adventure! Thanks for joining us on this incredible ride. If you loved this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing tales. We'll see you next time.